Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining me again for another episode of Every 8 Hours. Tonight's story will be a little different in that this is about celebrities. I'm going to try to introduce a celebrity corner, which I discuss different celebrity topics that come up. And so our first story would be about a rapper who goes by the name of Trouble out of Atlanta, Georgia. Honestly, I never heard of this rapper before, but apparently he was very popular and well known. Trouble, whose real name was Mario Samonte Orr, burst into the hip hop scene in 2011 with his December 17th mixtape through Duct Tape Entertainment. The music video for the project's popular bussin' track sent chills down the spine of mainstream media as the rapper exposed the horrors of Atlanta's Zone 6. So basically, he was letting everyone know, how things were in Atlanta. And anybody who lives in Atlanta, as I do, knows that Atlanta is a beast in itself. So it says, following a pair of jail stints from 2008 to 2011 and from 2017 to 2018, Trouble signed a joint venture with Mike Will Made It, Eardrummers Records, and Interscope. He released his major debut, Edgewood, in March of 2018. The project featured appearances by Drake, The Weeknd, Quavo, Fetty Wap, Low Down Dirty Black, and others. Now, I've never heard of Low Down Dirty Black, but I have heard of the other ones. But, I mean, if he had a project with Drake, The Weeknd, Quavo, that lets you know that he was kind of mainstream. And like I said, I never heard of him. I went and listened to some of the music that he's had, and it doesn't seem like any music that I would want to entertain. It seemed like it was drill music before its time. Drill music is something that people are recording these days, and it seemed like he released some drill music back at that time. So a statement that he made said his music goes on a personal level. He said that they tell his life stories. So anybody who's been following this story, it's been all over the news lately, which made me go and inquire to see who this guy was. Handsome gentleman. As I listened to news articles and listened to people's perspective on it, it got me to thinking about how women are basically blamed for everything that happens. Sometimes when things happen, it seems like women are thought of as the mothers who were thought to be able to control like what a grown man does. So let me tell you a little bit about this story. So as you know, unless you've been living under a rock, on June the 7th of 2022 at approximately 1 o'clock a.m., this guy, Jamichael Jones, was arrested in Clayton County, Georgia, and taken into custody by the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office for the connection of the shooting with the Atlanta rapper Mario Orr, also known as Trouble. On June the 5th, 2022, he agreed to turn himself in and was charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, home invasion, and burglary. Now, this guy is a grown man who made an awful decision behind a female who didn't want to be with him anymore. Listen to the news story, and then I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
Happening now, authorities in Rockdale County are searching for the man they believe gunned down an Atlanta music artist. The rapper, Trouble, was found dead early this morning at an apartment complex in Rockdale County. Tonight, investigators say they know who they're looking for. News Edge reporter Joy Dukes has the latest on that investigation.
Yeah, news of Trouble's death has been trending on social media as fans and industry friends post their condolences. While his killer still has not been found, neighbors who heard it all happen say they are still in shock. A deadly shooting Sunday morning inside an apartment at Lake St. James apartment complex in Conyers ended the life of 34-year-old Atlanta rapper Trouble.
Upon deputies' arrival, they observed the black male, lying on the ground suffering from a gunshot wound.
The artist, whose real name is Mario Orr, was shot once in the chest just before 3:30, according to authorities with the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office.
I know that there is a lot of people that are really upset right now, are brokenhearted about the situation.
A spokesperson says Orr was visiting a female friend when the suspect, now identified as Jamichael Jones, forced his way into the apartment and fired that fatal shot.
Mr. Jamichael Jones did know the female, and it was a domestic situation.
Resident Loki Blanchett tells Fox 5 he heard it all happen as he was coming home to his apartment right across the hall.
As I'm going up the back, I realized that, they were saying they was trying to revive somebody.
He says he was in shock watching the scene unfold in what he describes as a normally quiet neighborhood.
To be honest with you, we don't have that type of situations or issues that happen in this particular neighborhood, so to find out that you have a local celebrity no, that's inside your residential area, and this is what happened. It was like very, very traumatizing.
The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office does not have any leads on Jones's whereabouts at this time.
We did search the known locations that we thought he may be at, but we did not have any luck finding him.
Jones is wanted on charges of felony murder, aggravated assault, and home invasion. Now, if you have any information that can help the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office in their investigation, you are asked to call this number. It's 770-278-8188. In Conyers, Joy Dukes, Fox 5 News.
This is a grown man who made a decision on his own to break into the apartment. I guess he knew that trouble was inside and decided to kill him and decided to beat up the female. And if I'm not mistaken, he's charged with first-degree murder and aggravated assault for the assault on her. But this is the thing. How would she know that he was capable of doing that? He never killed one of her new boyfriends before. And why is she responsible for the decisions that he made? So this dusty and dangerous dude turned himself in. Let's take a look at that video.
Hey, who on shift in the morning? Who on shift?
Jamichael Jones. Mr. Jones, you are charged with felony murder, aggravated assault, battery, felony violence, and home invasion in the first degree. All of your charges are felonies except for the battery, felony violence, which is a misdemeanor. Would you like your warrants read? No. Bond will be denied on your felony murder charge as well as your aggravated assault and home invasion charges. On the battery, felony violence, need to check and see if you're on probation. Appears you are not currently on probation or parole, so you're entitled to bond on the battery. A bond will be set in an amount of $10,000. You'll be held no bond, and as I stated earlier, your counsel will need to file a motion for a review by the Superior Court for bond on your felony murder and your home invasion, and bond is denied on the aggravated assault on the basis of threat to victims and witnesses. Do you have any questions about your case? Your next hearing is June 15th at 1 p.m. That's your commitment hearing. Okay, if you hire private counsel, make them aware of that date and that they need to be present at the jail courtroom and ready to proceed with your committal hearing. And if the public defender's office will be representing you, they will get in touch with you and come visit you at the jail. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Okay. All right. We'll look for an entry for that attorney and do advise them of your upcoming court date to avoid delays. Thank you.
My question is, how come all of the male personalities on YouTube who are discussing the situation are blaming this female? So they're blaming this female, saying that she knew what kind of guy he was and maybe she set him up and it's her fault that he was killed. She has some blame in it. And I don't agree with that. Why are we still looking for reasons to blame women as to why men are making the decisions that they're making? This is just right in line with them killing a female every 5.5 hours. Instead, he killed the male. Had the male not woke up and got involved, he probably would have killed the female that was involved. I do understand that they did have that apartment together. However, I don't believe that it's her fault. This man made a decision to ruin his whole life. And if you look at the picture of him, he's actually smirking in the picture of his arrest picture. So it's very sad that the rapper Trouble lost his life. A lot of people in Georgia and Atlanta are upset about it. It's very dangerous dating in these times, period, especially meeting somebody new and dating them. But I honestly don't feel like it was this female's fault. This, as you can see, is an able 6'3", 6'4", bodied 33-year-old man who made this decision. How long did he think that he was going to be able to live on her without paying any bills or without pulling his weight? I don't blame her. And then, even though it was soon, the next week after they broke up, she moved on. Was she supposed to not ever move on just because he was a threat? And like, did so somebody posted that Trouble had posted on his page that he didn't know if he was going to keep dealing with her because she had a lot going on. I haven't seen these posts, um, but they're saying that he knew that, something about the ex, or maybe it's implying that he knew something about the ex. But just like I said, is she supposed to stop her life completely just because she has a lunatic on her hand? And has he attacked her before? And if he has attacked her before, is she psychic to know that he was going to kill her? Why are we coddling these men and giving them basically no fault? And it really upset me to hear one of my favorite YouTubers, male, say that, oh, females know what kind of guys they're dealing with, so she got some of the blame because she should have known. No, she should not have known that he was going to kick in the door and shoot the person she's with and beat her up. How should she know that? And why is it not more important to blame the person who did the crime versus trying to blame the person who was dating him that she knew his character? So she finally put her foot down and put him out, and this is how he responded. She has no control over that. Honestly, that's the way I feel. Now, I probably, if I knew that he was a violent person, I probably would have met the guy at his house. But that's just a decision that, can be made. Was she supposed to never invite another guy at her house because they broke up? I mean, I don't feel like it's her fault. And I feel like we got to stop blaming women for the decisions that men make. That's just like the Jada Pinkett situation. Will Smith made that decision to go up and smack Chris Rock. Jada didn't make that situation, but everybody's blaming her. They went straight to blaming her. We have to stop blaming women and blame the people who are actually committing these actions. And like I said, it's sad that he lost his life. I heard he had a couple of kids out here. So it's sad when anybody loses their life. You have to be extremely, extremely careful when dating these days because this world is just crazy. It's a crazy world that we're living in. And there is no guarantee that if she went to his house to see him or if they met at a hotel, that this crazy guy wouldn't have followed her and killed him then. And I feel like like I said, if the guy Trouble wasn't there, he probably eventually would have killed her. So you never know what's in people's head and you cannot control the decisions that they make. How about we focus on raising better men instead of blaming the women for the actions of men? Like I said, may Trouble rest in peace. A very sad situation, a very great loss to the city of Atlanta. And I'll see you guys in the next video.